Most Americans assume moving to Europe requires one of two things: a new passport inherited from a grandparent or a few $1,000,000 sitting in an investment account. Neither is true. There are legal, well-documented pathways into Europe right now that don't require ancestry and don't require buying a mansion. They require proof that you can support yourself, a clean background check, and the patience to fill out the right forms. Today we're ranking 5 European countries with the most accessible long-stay visas for Americans in 2026, with the real income thresholds, the real processing times, and what daily life actually looks like once you're there. Stay with us through the whole list, because the final country on here offers something none of the other 4 can: zero local income tax on the money you earn from outside the country, no exceptions. Number 1 is Portugal, and it earns the top spot because its D7 visa was built almost specifically for people in your situation. The D7, sometimes called the passive income visa, is for non-EU citizens who can show a steady stream of income from outside Portugal, a pension, social security, rental income, dividends, or a remote salary from a non-Portuguese employer. For 2026, a single applicant needs to show at least €920 a month, with an extra 50% for a spouse and 30% for each dependent child. That number is tied to the Portuguese minimum wage, so it rises a little every year. Processing typically takes 2 to 3 months once your paperwork is in order, and the visa converts into permanent residency after 5 years, with citizenship technically possible at the same milestone. One honest caveat: a citizenship law change took effect in May 2026, and there is still legal uncertainty about exactly how it applies to people who moved under the older 5-year rule. So if citizenship is your end goal rather than just residency, confirm the current requirements with an immigration lawyer before you build your whole plan around a timeline. Lisbon gets the headlines, but the Algarve in the south and the Silver Coast north of the capital are where most D7 holders actually settle. Number 2 is Spain, and Spain actually gives you 2 different doors in, depending on how your income works. If you're living off passive income, a pension, investments, rental property, the non-lucrative visa is your route, and it does not allow any work at all, remote or otherwise. If you're still actively working for clients or an employer outside Spain, the newer digital nomad visa is built for exactly that, with a 2026 income threshold around €2,849 a month, since it's pegged at 200% of the Spanish minimum wage. Qualifying remote workers can also apply for the Beckham Law tax regime, which caps your Spanish income tax at a flat 24% for up to 6 years instead of Spain's standard rate, which climbs as high as 47%. Here's the honest update worth knowing. Spain's Golden Visa, the real estate investment route, ended completely in April 2025. So if your plan was to buy your way in with property, that door is closed. The work and passive income routes are what's left. And for most Americans, they're actually the more practical option anyway. Barcelona and Madrid are the obvious draws, but Valencia has become the budget-conscious nomad's pick, with rents running 40 to 50% below Barcelona. Number 3 is Italy, through what's officially called the elective residency visa, or Residenza Elettiva. And immigration lawyers will tell you this is the closest thing to Portugal's D7 that exists outside Portugal. You need to show stable passive income of roughly 31 to 32,000 euros a year for a single applicant, around 38,000 for a couple, and it has to come from pensions, investments, or rental property, not a salary and not remote work. Even if that remote work is for a company back in the US, this is a strict no-work visa, full stop. Processing generally runs 30 to 90 days, and after 5 years of legal residence, you can apply for permanent residency, with citizenship possible after 10. There's also a meaningful tax perk worth knowing about: foreign retirees who relocate their tax residency to a small town under 20. 0 people in Italy's south, places in Sicily, Calabria, Puglia, and a handful of other regions can qualify for a flat 7% tax rate on their foreign pension income for up to 10 years. Tuscany and Lazio get the postcards, but Puglia, Abruzzo, and Sicily are where the visa is genuinely changing small-town demographics. Number 4 is Greece, through the Financially Independent Person Visa, known as the FIP. Following a 2023 law that took effect in 2024, the income requirement now sits at €3,500 a month for a single applicant, rising by 20% for a spouse and 15% per child, sourced from pensions, investments, dividends, or rental income. The permit is valid for 3 years and renewable indefinitely as long as you keep meeting the requirements, though you do need to physically spend at least 183 days a year in Greece to maintain it. Like Italy, Greece offers a real tax incentive for retirees, a flat 7% rate on foreign pension income for up to 15 years if you transfer your tax residency there. Permanent residency becomes available after 5 years, citizenship after 7. Athens and Thessaloniki get most of the attention, but Crete and the Peloponnese consistently offer the same Mediterranean lifestyle for 30 to 40% less in rent. And that brings us to number 5, the one I promised you at the start, Croatia. Technically, it's not called a visa at all. It's a temporary residence permit for digital nomads, and it's built for remote workers and freelancers earning money from outside Croatia. Here's the catch worth being upfront about. The income threshold jumped sharply in 2026. It's now indexed at 2.5 times Croatia's average net salary, which pushed the requirement to roughly €3,622 a month, up from around $295 just a year earlier, and it auto-adjusts again every spring. Unlike Spain's digital nomad visa, Croatia doesn't require a university degree or years of professional experience, which genuinely makes the paperwork simpler. And here's the number that puts Croatia on this list. Your foreign-sourced income is completely exempt from Croatian income tax, even if you stay long enough to normally trigger tax residency elsewhere. The honest trade-off is that this permit doesn't lead anywhere, there's no path to permanent residency through it, you're capped at 18 months, and you have to leave for a mandatory 6-month break before reapplying. If you want a tax-efficient 1 to 2 year base on the Adriatic, it's hard to beat. If you want a long-term home, Portugal or Greece will serve you better. Before you start filling out forms, a few things worth knowing. First, understand the difference between a passive income visa and a digital nomad visa before you pick a country. Italy and the non-lucrative side of Spain explicitly forbid any work at all, even remote work for a US company, while Croatia and Spain's digital nomad visa require you to keep working. Picking the wrong category for your actual income situation is one of the most common reasons applications get rejected. Second, remember the Schengen 90-day rule doesn't apply once you hold a residence permit from any of these countries. That permit lets you live there full-time and travel visa-free through the rest of the Schengen area for short stays. Third, these income thresholds are not static. Portugal's is tied to the minimum wage, Croatia's auto-indexes every spring, and Spain's moves with its own minimum wage too, so verify the current number with the consulate before you build a financial plan around an outdated figure you read online. And fourth, none of this changes your obligations back home. The United States taxes its citizens on worldwide income no matter where you live, and we've got a full breakdown of exactly what that means in another video on this channel. Portugal, Spain, Italy, Greece, and Croatia each open a real legal door into Europe for Americans in 2026. No ancestry required, no fortune required. Just proof that you can support yourself and the discipline to follow the process. If this helps you narrow down your shortlist, hit that like button and tell us in the comments which one of these 5 you're actually considering. Subscribe for more deep dives because we've got individual country breakdowns coming with full visa walkthroughs and real cost of living numbers from people who've actually made the move.